When Canada's Royal Canadian Mounted Police Force wants to find lost people, catch criminals, and uncover explosives, they call on an elite squad of Mounties. Highly trained assets with agile bodies, powerful jaws, and incredibly sharp noses. The training and selection process are rigorous and demanding. And those who ultimately make the cut never look back, because there's no assignment too tough for the K9 Mounties. The RCMP's K9 unit is one of the most respected in the world, and the Mounties maintain those standards by selecting only a handful of candidates each year to train for the elite K9 team. A constable who wants to be part of the unit will spend 5 or 6 years in the field working with specially bred German Shepherd pups before they're considered. They not only have to show an aptitude for working with dogs, but they have to be top-flight constables themselves. And once they're chosen, they're put through an intensive 3-level course where they have to learn how to train their dogs while they're learning the ins and outs of their new job.
When they're leaving here training, you know, they've worked so hard. It's not just the training process that they spent the last 4 or 5 months here training. It took them 6 years to get to that point where they're working.
The course isn't just for the constables. The dogs have to show they have the right temperament. Police dogs are intelligent, focused, and determined. When they graduate, their title becomes PSD for Police Service Dog, and they really are true partners for their handlers. In the field, the dogs live with their handlers, but do not become part of the family. The dogs live in separate kennels outside of the house.
Let's go to work, buddy.
When the course is finished, each of the teams is reassigned to a location that's in need of a K9 unit.
My name is Corporal Dan Block. I'm with the RCMP Police Dog Service. My police dog is Tony. Police Dog Service was the section that I wanted to get into, and I was willing to do and work towards that career regardless of how long it would be, whether it be 5 years, 10 years. I was willing to put that time in. Well, it's funny when if I'm just taking out to start my shift and loading him up in the truck, he knows the difference between going to work and then going to a call. If we're going to a call, he can't relax in the vehicle. He'll start whining, barking. He seems to be very in tune with what's going on around him. If we're just going to work and just starting a shift or out for a run, he'll be relaxed in the back and just waits for the door to open so we can go out and run.
Dan and Tony patrol the area around high-level Alberta, about 800 kilometers north of Edmonton. They're the first dog team that's ever been assigned to the area.
Being the first dog handler that's been in this region, the experience the members have had working with police dog services is very limited, if they have any. It's very minimal. So one of the hurdles I found when I first arrived was the whole education of what the police dogs can do, how they work, and what we require to be successful. And that is a total team effort. It's not just the dog handler and his dog. It's the dog handler, his dog, and the detachment members that assist with this success. Our dogs, they have that never give up attitude. We teach them that. If they're sent to apprehend, they're in that fight, and they won't quit. One of the transitions from training to the real world is, in the real world, you don't know what that person's intention is when you find them, and what they may try to do to evade you.
As the only K9 unit in the area, Dan and Tony are on call 24/7. The local RCMP detachment will bring them in, for instance, when they need to track a suspect.
Police dog work in general, it's not a proactive policing approach to things. We're in most cases reactive. We're called after the fact, after the crime's occurred.
Control, there's no one else in the vehicle.
In this scenario, a local member of the RCMP detachment is chasing a suspect in a stolen car.
Again, control, call PDS, please.
Level 1 have a 1071 Friday.
The officer needs help tracking and radios in for Dan and Tony, the police dog service.
You was last seen running?
Last I saw he was running, yeah. I saw him from a distance down at the end of the road, though.
Okay, and the car has come back stolen now?
Yeah, we ran the car's plate, comes back stolen out of Edmonton.
Okay, car's clear?
Car's clear, no one else around.
Just one subject?
Just one.
Okay.
the nature of the work we do, there's only 20 feet difference between where the dog is and you are at the other end of the line, and you have that 20 feet to react when your dog gets to the end of the track.
Good boy, get that guy out of there. Show me your hands or I won't send the dog.
No, listen, man.
Show me your hands. Turn around. Walk to the sound of my voice. Stop. Patrol, I have one guy in custody.
So when you're tracking, you always have to be tactically aware that, you know, harm could happen to you and your dog. And how would you deal with that? So that's where it goes back. You always got to play in your mind the what if. Like, if the subject I'm tracking does this, this is what I would do. And you got to think of scenarios like that, so you're prepared if it does happen. Like, I think working with the dogs, we by far get the better end of the deal. Like, we get way more than what we give. Like, I get paid to, you know, to work with dogs. It's an unbelievable career.
When the constables and their dogs graduate from the K9 course, they're reassigned to an area of the country that needs a K9 unit. That could be anywhere from the far north to the west coast.
I'm Constable Dion Sutton with the RCMP West Shore Police Dog Service, and this is my police service dog, Tito.
Dion and Tito now cover a large area of South Vancouver Island. But right after finishing training in explosive detection work, Dion and Tito worked at some major events.
Being in the explosive profile, it was a great experience. We've searched for the President, the Premier, the Prime Minister, Emperor of Japan, a lot of VIP visits, and it's good. You get to see how things work on the inside and you know, what the VIP section actually does. That alone is just an experience of a lifetime, to know that you're part of protecting, you know, the people who are in power, and you know, it's an important job and you take pride in it. You'll never fully know what's at the end of a track or what situation you're going into. We've seen people that have given no indication whatsoever that they're capable of doing anything, and all of a sudden it turns 180 just in a split second. And when you're in the middle of a field or in the middle of the bush and it's just you and your dog, yeah, sometimes it is an eerie feeling. I mean, there's always a weapon of opportunity around that the suspect could possibly use. The last successful track we had, there was actually two individuals on the same track, and basically it was one of those things where he kind of saved my back, because we located the first guy, and of course, being so concerned with the first guy, I didn't see the second one behind me, and only for him, who knows what could have happened, but he just his body language and the way he turned, I knew that there was something not right, and sure enough, there was a second guy, so I owe him greatly for that, for sure.
It's simply being a realist that you're going to potentially have to confront that, and your dog's going to have to confront that, and you fall back on your training to be able to say, well, I'm prepared as I can be for what I'm going to face at the end of this track, and that's, let the situation unfold as it may, is about all you can do.
For 6 months straight, you've always had somebody on your shoulder saying, okay, try here, you know, and you're in the real world, and a lot of times on a track it's just you and your dog, and you're learning all over again. And it is, they always said it, trust your dog, and yeah, you understand it, but until you're in the field and you actually capture or you get your first success, it's because of him, and there's no words to describe it. Like, you have to trust him. You just have to trust your dog. You do.
Even though they're now working every day in the field, the training hasn't ended. The handlers build a regular session into their week to keep them and their dog sharp.
He's just smart. It's like he almost knows it's Tuesday, it's training day. He'll come out, he knows we're going to do a track in the beginning of the day. He won't even eat in the morning on a Tuesday. He'll wait, because he knows he's gonna, after he tracks, then I feed him and then he'll eat it. But if I put the food in before a training track, he won't, he's like, no, I know today is Tuesday. It's constant training and fine-tuning your skills. And just that alone gives you the confidence on how you would react in a real situation. You feel confident that you can handle a situation, and it comes back down to your training. And if you don't train, you're not going to be confident in going in. Hey, bad guy, come on out. And, you know, it only comes with training and numbers. And the more you do that, the better you read your dog and the more confident you feel. We've more or less gelled as a team better. And I think it's just from in the field and experience that we can read each other better. He can tell when I'm in work mode. I can tell when he's on to something. And it just works. It's like we're on the same wavelength. Every day he sees me when I walk out to the back of the house in the uniform. He knows he's going to work and he's just excited. He's to the point now where he senses things. When he hears the strobe lights of the truck, he knows we're going to something important. If the truck speeds up, he starts to circle in the back, but he knows that something exciting is going to happen. So he's well tuned to what's going on.
Hi, my name's Corporal Jesse Gaughan. I'm with the PDS section in Strathcona County. My partner is PSD Tyro.
At the end of the K9 course, Jesse and Tyro were assigned to work in a large area around Edmonton, Alberta.
It was tough at the first little while because especially as a new handler, you're trying to, I want to say almost force the issue a little too hard. And it's only because Tyro is the dog that he is that he didn't take a track and lead me on a wild goose chase. Later you'd find out that this person was picked up by a vehicle or they were incorrect, that bit of evidence wasn't actually there and you had to go search another area and you found the evidence there. So that was a big part of learning to trust him because you always wanted it to be a success. You never want to go home without whatever you're trying to accomplish. And for me, trying to force that onto Tyro at times, it's a credit to him that he never led me astray. He always did what he was supposed to do and what he was taught and what he was imprinted from the start. So I don't understand it. You saw when we were going lights and sirens and he's just laying in the back like it's not a big deal. He just, you know, he's happy to be around, and then when it's time to work, he puts his nose down and he goes to work. And we've been in some situations where we've been in stressful situations, but he hasn't acted like it's stressful to him. He's not worried. A lot of the tracks that we go into, you don't know whether they have weapons, the individuals that are running or anything like that. So sometimes you're crashing through bush and all that. So it's pretty hard to be silent when you're tracking somebody. A lot of what I'm trying to think of when I'm going on a track is remembering the basics, remembering if I get track loss, where was my last known, and circling them into those areas to set them up for success on those tracks. So we were talking earlier, the suspect could be in a tree, he could be hidden in a swamp, he could be hidden in any number of different places to try and throw off the center, throw you off, and you need to expect that that's going to happen. There's a number of things at any given time that's running through your head. I guess the best way that I could describe it is I'm trying to always keep in my mind the fundamentals, as well as trying to bear in mind that somebody may want to hurt my dog or may want to hurt me, and trying to use whatever safety that I can to catch them before they can hurt me or my dog. We were called out to an individual that had health problems and some mental problems, and he'd wandered off from his home basically. And Tyro found this guy after a short track and all that sort of stuff. And for me, I was more proud of him finding that guy than any of the rest or anything else that we've done. It really summed up what I think he's about and how genuine he is in his working and all that sort of stuff. He worked hard on all that sort of, and that meant a lot to me. He found somebody who was incapable of sort of getting help for themselves and all that, and you know what, he did it with a smile on his face, and he came out with a smile on his face, and he just, yeah, I was very proud of him at that point. So I see him as a big goofy dog that just, like I say, he enjoys I don't know that there's ever been a day that he has not enjoyed whatever, you know, and he's gone through, we've had some horrible tracks where he's done, you know, just worked his butt off, and he always walks away smiling, you know. It's truly amazing that you see a dog like that and he has fun, you know, and that's how I see him. Just a good-natured, fun dog. It's funny, I guess it's almost like a relationship that matures after a little while too, you know. It's gotten to the point where, I don't want to say Tyro knows what I'm thinking, but it almost seems like that. And I know in training when they were talking about moods and all that, how it goes down the line, and geez, if I'm not happy or if I'm whatever else, he reads into it. He's probably one of the, you know, when they say dog is man's best friend, he is my best friend. Like, he's, you know, there's just no way around it. You know, he knows me better than probably most people do, and it's just such a rich relationship. You know, it feels like a strong bond to me anyway. So,
like, it's the best job in the RCMP. There's no other job I think compares to it.
After 27 or 28 years, whatever it's been now that I've been in the dog world in the RCMP, it still amazes me to this day what the dog does on any given exercise for the simple pleasure and reassurance and praise from his handler. They do it over and over again. They never seem to quit.
High energy. He's motivated. He's thick-headed, like me. He's stubborn.
Loyal, reliable, you know, trustworthy. I know he's got my back. There isn't a situation that I go into where I'd ever second guess that my dog wouldn't be there for me.
there's a different bond there as well. And I believe with Tyro, I have a different bond than most people would with a house dog or a family pet of any kind.
It's impossible to understate the bond that exists between the handlers and their dogs. And that bond only gets stronger the more they work together. A K9 dog will serve for between 7 and 9 years before they are retired. If the handler retires too, the dog will become a family pet. But if the handler stays in the K9 unit, they'll sometimes place their dog with a loving family. The work the K9 teams do is often dangerous, and all of the handlers know that their brave, loyal partners could lose their lives in the line of duty. For the handlers, it's like losing a family member. On April 16, 2008, veteran K9 handler Sergeant Marcel Gibault lost his dog Fred in the line of duty.
I never had any children, and my dog is my son. Like, we're together 12 to 15 hours a day, every day. I spend more time with Fred than I do with my wife. It's just the nature of the work. Like it or not, you develop a mutual respect for each other. And he sees me getting out of my truck, and I'm walking up to him, and man, he could have shot me in the heart. I just knew there was something wrong. He looked at me so sad, and he says, "I hope you're not looking for your dog." I said, "Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm looking for my dog." He just grabbed my shoulder. He said, "I'm really sorry to tell you this." He said, "But I think your dog just got killed on the highway." So I got up there, and it's like, I look at the monument, and it just hit me, right? Like, oh, I know what I'm here now, right? So I said to myself, the whole time last night I was writing this, and I'd be crying a little bit, and I said, okay, I got to read this over and over and over and over and get through it, and never mind the tears now, right? Like, you know, grab a hold of yourself. It's tough, because it's almost saying like, okay, now your name is on there, now it's goodbye, Fred, right? And don't want to do that. Okay, still hard, but I'll get over it.
The memorial to the dogs who fell in the line of duty stands at the RCMP K9 Center at Innisfail. And so, the K9 handlers constantly work on their training, never take anything for granted, and marvel in the gifts that their K9 partners bring to every day.
Oh, it's a great comfort, especially when you're tracking and trying to apprehend someone. Sometimes you're not sure how many, if they're armed, what their intentions are when you find them. And knowing that it's always going to be you and your dog, you're not just, in it by yourself, it's a tremendous comfort.
Yeah, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not proud. I don't know. I love him with all my heart, and he cracks me up, and I'm sure he's probably sick and tired of hearing me talking in the truck and can hardly wait for retirement, but I have a good time with him, so.
He'll do the tasks that we want him to do, but then, you know, let him be a dog. You know, many's the time he'll chase his tail in the back of the truck or just be goofy, and that's one of the best characteristics that he's got that I like. So he kind of suits his handler.
Oh, I love my dog for sure. There's no better partner in the world. I never have to worry about if he's going to be there for me. Most reliable backup I could think anyone could have.
Good boy.
You won't find the members of the K9 team bragging about their accomplishments. For the members, the pride is in the work itself. The RCMP's K9 unit is known and well respected around the world. Every year, law enforcement teams come to study the way the RCMP breeds and trains their dogs. For the members who work in the RCMP K9 unit, it all comes down to a very simple thing: a profound relationship between an officer and their dog.